Rodney James here for Cage Side Press in Las Vegas on Media Day for UFC 245. I'm here with a legend in the sport at this point, Matt the Immortal Brown. How you doing, my brother?
Very good, very good.
Well, it's great to see you, man. You walked away from the sport a little while back. I don't remember exactly how far back that was. It was pretty recently.
2 years.
2 years ago. You went out on a very high note. I know you talked about potentially coming back a little while back. Actually, Tom Galicchio and I had you on our podcast with Damon Martin, and we said, hey, why not Carlos Condit? That's one that should have happened, never happened. It almost did again, and then it fell apart. So here we are, man. How did Ben Saunders become the, the fight to make?
Well, I just emailed Sean and said, hey, I'm ready. He sent me an email back saying Ben Saunders, and I said, okay.
Would you would have done that probably no matter who the name is, I'm guessing?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, I generally don't even look at the name. I see the email and say, all right, let's go. But, I do look at the names these days. So.
Sure, because, I mean, you obviously don't want...
I don't know if I'd ever say no, though.
Right, you obviously don't want somebody that maybe isn't at the level where they deserve to be in there with you. I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
You've earned it. You've been doing this a long time. You and Ben, man, one thing y'all have in common is you never put on a boring fight. Both of you guys come in there to finish. That's actually probably more important than the actual win itself, is putting on a great fight, I think. At least that's what he told me his game plan is. What about you?
Well, I plan on knocking him out and winning. I mean, great fight's cool and all, but the win is number one.
Sure.
I'm here for blood, and I'm here to win this fight and beat his ass.
So you recently, I know you had moved to Colorado a couple years back. You went back to Ohio. You got a lot going on, it seems like. I've been following on social media. You've got Immortal Combat equipment. You've got your gym now coming back to the UFC. I know it's a lot to take on. How's everything back in Ohio? How's the family and the gym?
Yeah, all is good, man. I keep a clear mind and keep everything consolidated, compartmentalized, and my focus has been solely on training for this fight. So I'm prepped, I'm ready, and feeling as good as I ever have.
I know there was a little controversy with your Walkout song that Jamie Josta made for you, I Am the Immortal. Great, awesome song. Do we know, is it confirmed? Are you going to get to walk out to that?
Well, I put it down as my walkout song. So.
So what happens if they don't choose it? Did they just put something random in there, or did they give you like a second choice?
They've let me use it the last few fights, so I think it's all settled down nowadays.
Yeah, I remember the last time I saw you fight live, I think was in Dallas, and I heard that was the case, that they were going to let you walk out to it, and then I was disappointed when they did, and I was like, what's that all about?
Yeah, it is what it is. So there was a CNN thing a long time ago that they did about white supremacy, like the hate band groups with the shaved heads and stuff, and they mentioned Hatebreed in there, which is exactly the opposite of that. Hatebreed's the most positive band in the world, don't have a single thing to do with any of that scene, but they got lumped in by CNN, so the UFC, rightfully so, they didn't know any different, so they said no Hatebreed walkout songs, and but I think over time everybody realized that was a mistake, and now it's all good.
Yeah, I remember that, and I think that's a big issue that we have with cancel culture nowadays, that people just read headlines, they don't actually do their homework, and I agree with, I have Hatebreed lyrics tattooed on the inside of my arm because they're so positive, and they're literally like the antithesis of all that negative bullshit, man. It's one of your favorite bands, right?
Absolutely. I mean, probably the most inspirational lyrics in music history, I would say.
As a vocalist and a lyricist myself, there's like a handful of people that, like Rob Flynn from Machine Head, for example, or Jamie Josta from Hatebreed, where I see the lyrics, I'm like, damn, I wish I was that good of a writer.
I bet, man.
And you're a bit of a guitar player, and I think I've seen a lot of the videos that you posted online. You're pretty damn good. I haven't seen any of those in a while, man. Can we see some of those come back?
I've been working on the bass now.
Yeah? How's it?
I like doing a lot of the slap bass now.
So no pick, just slap bass?
Pick too, but the slap is so much funner, man.
Yeah? When did you start there? Because that's a good transition. If you can play the guitar, the bass is usually a pretty easy jump.
Yeah, but the slap is a completely different world, though. Yeah. Because I don't really finger pick on it.
It's hard to do.
Yeah, it's a completely different world, and the way you fret with the fingers is different, and it's so much bigger and fatter, and so it's a difference, but there's a lot of similarities. I'm not good enough probably to ever be in a band, but I just enjoy playing. It's fun.
Neither am I, but I've been in several bands. I've been trying to get you to start a band with me for the longest time. We'll make it happen one of these
one day.
All right, man. So speaking of slap bass, I just saw an amazing show, Slayer, and then Phil Anselmo and the Illegals, of course, did a Pantera set. You had Primus, you had Ministry, phenomenal. What are you fans? I know you love Slayer and Pantera. We've talked about this many times. Have you ever seen? Have you seen all those bands?
Of course, yeah. I haven't seen Phil and Anselmo and the Illegals. They were at a festival last year, but I didn't go watch them.
Well, it ain't no Pantera, but I think we all knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen Slayer. Never seen Ministry. I've seen Primus. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, Ministry was, it was cool to check it off the list, but those, the Slayer, seeing Slayer's final show was just like phenomenal, man. So are you planning to catch them? Well, I guess they're officially done. Did you catch them on the final tour at all?
Nope. I was training. So.
Hey, it makes sense, man. Hey, you got to pay the bills, and this is your livelihood. Matt the Immortal Brown, ladies and gentlemen, taking on another UFC veteran, another wily veteran that's been in this game a long time, loves to come out and try to finish a fight. That's Ben Saunders, UFC 245 here in Las Vegas. For Cage Side Press, I'm Rodney James. Thank you, Matt.